We're live.
Oh my god, we're live.
All right, let's go to the Twitter box and all that and send it out.
Yeah.
I know we might be quote tweet everyone come check out the Lugs podcast live.
Hey, Google Chrome was the answer, man.
Google Chrome was the answer.
Oh, about that.
Let's go to the podcast page.
Yeah.
The Loose Slugs podcast episode 21 is live. Come hang out with us. And we'll go to YouTube. Library channel. And we'll go to YouTube. Library channel. And we'll go to YouTube. Library channel. And we'll go to YouTube. Oh, it's. I was like, why is it echoing?
Yeah, no kidding.
Whoops.
I was gonna say, because you sounded like really far away.
I was like, why is it echoing?
Yeah, no kidding.
Whoops.
I was gonna say, because you sounded like really far away.
Yeah,
no
how do I share this? Share copy link is one. Yep. Hey, we have one viewer and it was me.
But all right. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Dude, they've been advertising for that game for like 5 weeks. That Far Cry 5. Oh, Moonshiners is on. Nice.
I say we just like start it.
Yeah, might as well.
And then we get going here.
Plus, this will save on YouTube anyway.
Yes, correct.
Episode 21.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
I gotta see. Oh, it doesn't show me minutes that we've been on air.
It's 8:23 right now.
No. I get it's 8:23. I need to figure out how long we've been doing this for.
Are we going live?
I might need to go back through it when it's over.
Yeah.
And get the timestamps.
That works.
I should have started like a stopwatch.
True.
Which I didn't.
Did you put it out on Twitter?
I did.
You gotta think we're going up against the return of Roseanne tonight too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's just do it and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first live episode of the Lugs podcast, episode 21. Thank you all for tuning in. I am your host, AJ. With me, as always, my co-host, Ryan.
What's up, AJ? How about them Wolverines, baby? Final Four, Frozen Four. Great time to be a Wolverine. Only if the football program now can do something.
Let's go Chicago Loyola, please.
No, they're a great story. They're. Don't get me wrong, it's a great story, a great Cinderella story. But I don't know if you've noticed this. It's all about the sister. I mean, the TBS interviewed her after one of the games, and it's like, how about it? It's about the team. The team got there. The team's playing great basketball. Michigan's playing pretty good right now. I think you're going to see a good Final Four.
Yeah, but man, what we were talking about this weekend with a buddy of ours, Tony, was someone's got to be that team that puts an end to Cinderella. And going into it, Michigan's going to be the most hated team maybe ever going into the Final Four. I think it's the first time an 11 seed's been to the Final Four.
No, there's been a couple 11 seeds. Wichita State was an 11 seed, I think, that got to the Final Four. There was a couple others out there, too.
Trying to think back. I can't. Maybe Wichita State was one of them, but
I think it was Wichita State, and there was Butler an 11 seed when they got to the Final Four.
They might have been. I'm not positive on that. Didn't they win it? Did they win it all?
No, I remember the half court shot that hit off the rim. I think it was Gordon Hayward that took that shot.
A current Celtic.
Yes. Number 11 seeds to advance to the Final Four.
Yeah, you're about to do the search of it, but
yeah, there we are. It's a picture of me. Aw.
Don't click on it because then we'll be echoing this whole time. So we are live for once.
Yes, we are live.
And this is in hopes to save editing time and lagginess that we've been dealing with these last couple weeks. Tonight, I'm uploading the shows for Phoenix and for Phoenix. What was the last one we did? Fontana. Phoenix and Fontana.
Yep.
I'm uploading tonight. And this should hopefully make it easier to edit. I'm hoping.
I'm looking at it right now, AJ. 2006, you had George Mason. 2011, you had Virginia Commonwealth. 2018, Loyola Chicago.
But did any of them win it?
No, none of them won it.
So there you have it.
Yeah, that's all I got right there.
This could be the first time an 11 seed wins the Final Four, or wins the whole tournament, I should say.
They're playing great basketball right now. Actually, this game, the Michigan Loyola Chicago game, is a game of streaks. Michigan hasn't lost, and they're on a big win streak right now. Loyola Chicago's on a big win streak right now, so that's coming to an end on Saturday night.
Man, not if the nun has anything to say about it.
That's true. I tell you what, the Kansas Villanova game is going to be pretty good as well. So I know I'll be watching the tournament this weekend again. So, and there's no race this weekend. What the heck what are we gonna do?
No, and I'm gonna go on a rant here about the truck series, and I think you already know what I'm gonna talk about it.
Oh, I definitely know what you're talking about.
So, being that this is our first live stream, let's get right into it. Gas and go. So the Camping World Truck Series that got snowed out, postponed. We were at the half mile of mayhem in the snow this weekend, Martinsville. And John Hunter Nemechek wins in a thrilling finish on Monday. Kyle Benjamin, man, real close. I thought he was going to really shove that bumper to him going in or coming out of 4. And he did, just wasn't enough.
I'm surprised he didn't try it earlier, trying to get going into 1 and 2. Hey, you got, what, half a mile to get to the finish line? 20 seconds and the race is done. It's like I got 20 seconds to try to get to this guy, get him out of the way, and try to get that win. But like you said, John Hunter Nemechek, like you told me yesterday, is I was busy working, and unfortunately the radio stations here don't cover the truck races, so I'm looking at my Fox Sports Go app on lunch, watching the race. Got home, skimmed through it after the Cup race. I turned that on, and I tell you what, man, that John Hunter Nemechek can drive that truck, man.
You know, at the last 5 laps, Benjamin was trying, and it looked like he was trying to plant his mark when he was going to finally put the bumper to him, make his move. Hell, man, you had 5 laps.
Exactly.
Drive it in deep, man. Put the bumper to him. I mean, put the bumper to him. It's Martinsville. No one's going to think twice about it.
Exactly. It's, short track racing at its finest.
You're racing for points. He's not even eligible for points.
Not at all. And you know what? Here's the thing, too. Hats off to the people, the workers, the people that stayed, the people attended yesterday at Martinsville. I thought it was a great crowd. The track surface looked great. There was a couple of snow spots in the turners on the little bit of grass they have in Martinsville. But all in all, I thought – go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I thought the crowd for a Monday race was amazing, let alone the weather.
Yeah, I tell you what though, it was a year they ran the Michigan race that Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday they ran it, and this was a time where you had seats in 3, 4, all the way over to almost like turn 2, and it wasn't sold out, but there was people in every section of the track, which is awesome. And during the caution, the radio personnel was like, "It's so great to see all these people here on a Tuesday, no less," and that was awesome to see, actually. And like you said yesterday, I thought the stands looked great for both races.
And it's a lesser crowd than what would have happened on Sunday. For as full as it was on Monday, I would have loved to have seen what the full crowd would have been on Sunday.
Wait till the playoff race.
Yeah, a lot added to it.
Mm-hmm. The place is going to be sold out.
Finishing under the lights.
Place is going to be sold out.
So, Ryan, this race,
yes,
we had a Martinsville big one.
Yes, we did.
John Hunter Nemechek had 2 solid restarts there at the end. And this was a race where the most dominant car didn't win.
Ben Rose.
Dominant truck, I should say.
Ben Rose.
Ben Rose leads 134 laps. 134 laps. And it all came down to a pit road struggle.
Yep. That's the love of the sport. The most dominant cars is not always the one that wins. For example, Ryan Newman last year at Phoenix stayed out on the pit stop, won the race. Most dominant car didn't win. It's happened a couple times. Kevin Harvick last year at Atlanta led almost every lap, but didn't lead the one that matters. So,
well, I mean, that's been Harvick for the last 3 years there up until this year.
But yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it seems like in a lot of these, it comes down to a pit road failure. A late stop that turns fatal for a team.
Oh, yeah.
So, we had some controversy come up this weekend.
All right. Let's hear this.
I don't know if you heard, Mike Seneca was parked.
Really?
Yes. And I didn't even know that they had started the race on Saturday.
All right.
I guess they got 20 laps in or 30 laps in?
They got 20 laps into the race. It's something too, because Saturday there was a event going out in Novi at the Suburban Collection Show place where Comic-Con's at. They do a lot of shows out there, and there was a hot rod racing expo out there. A lot of local tracks were there. They had an Indy car there for the Detroit Belle Isle Grand Prix. MIS was out there. Merritt Speedway, represent Merritt Speedway with the shirt. Dirt track in northern Michigan, awesome place to go to. You haven't been, go, awesome times. So Sarah and I are like, yeah, let's go out there. We'll check it out. $20, got in. And I'm like, oh, I wonder who's winning the truck race, because they said they started it. And I saw on Facebook that it was canceled till Monday, but they ran 20, 25 laps, I think. is what it was. They didn't finish the stage. I know that. And yeah, now that what you were saying with this guy getting parked.
Yeah, so in recent memory, I guess from what I was reading, because Chris Knight, I don't know if you follow Chris Knight on Twitter.
No, I
One
don't
of
think I do.
one of the more popular NASCAR Twitter pages there is was talking about how this isn't the first time he's had like a boneheaded move, and I never saw it.
Really?
And apparently, one thing came to another. NASCAR parked him. I don't know if he was uh, racing too rough, wrecking people intentionally, or what happened, but it caused a huge blow up. So it looks like NASCAR is finally starting to watch some of these teams and these lower guys causing issues on track.
Maybe he wanted to go out there and run in the snow, and they wouldn't let him.
Hey,
Never
maybe
know.
I mean I said Sunday they should put a bobsled team out there.
Oh, exactly. That'd have been fun to watch. I know they got
Yeah, you
Childers'
put all
kid.
you put all
Childers
the
is,
pit crew members
exactly. Let's go.
pushing the sled. You got the driver in the sled. Oh
But
man.
to do that for 500 laps, man, pit
Now
crew's
you'd have
got
to
to get
shorten it just a little bit.
a little bit, maybe 25 laps. There you go.
We'll run a stage or two.
But it's funny how you were mentioning how Ben Rose had the most dominant truck, though. There's not only pressure on the driver. Look at all the pressure on the pit crew lately. Kyle Busch at what was it, Phoenix? The guy went the wrong way on the wedge adjustment. The Ben Rose pit crew right there. But with the whole parking the guy, hey, must have did something wrong. NASCAR don't like it. Sit down.
Yeah, and I meant to look it up and see what happened uh this morning. I never got around to it, but I put it in the show and I never even did research on it,
Maybe we'll do
except
some.
for what I had come across.
I gotcha.
But I mean, even when you look up the race results page, I think it's had like a 5 next to his name for how many laps he completed, and then
Yeah.
parked right next to it.
No kidding.
So apparently, Mike Seneca did something boneheaded
It
to get
sounds
parked like that. I mean, NASCAR doesn't park everybody.
it
There's usually
sounds
never
like
a
it.
parked car.
Never.
So there was that. Johnny Sauter, Ryan had problems. Finished
Yeah.
19th.
So did Kraft, and they both had problems.
Yeah, I didn't see where Sauter got into anybody, but I saw that he lost a battery and lost 2
Yeah.
laps on pit road for that. But someone was saying he got into a mix-up with somebody on track.
I think it was Crafton. Yeah, it was Crafton. That's how Crafton spun. He got back into him, spun out, and hit the inside wall.
You know, Crafton wasn't having too solid of a race to begin with anyway.
No, not at all. And he normally runs pretty good at Martinsville.
This was really a shocking leaderboard when you come look at the final results of it.
Must say myself as well.
You know, it's not the usual suspects up there. I don't think we had any Cup guys in it this weekend.
I thought Chase was supposed to run it, or
I did too. I
but
said it
maybe
last week on the show. I was like, oh, Chase is probably running this weekend. Yeah, he wasn't.
maybe he was scheduled. I don't even think he was scheduled to run it, but maybe if he was, maybe because the Cup race was, like a half hour after the truck race, maybe he decided not to run
Yeah,
it.
maybe. So your stage winners: Ben Rhodes, and then your eventual race winner, John Hunter Nemechek. Hey, it was awesome. Was that his mom that they flashed to on
I
pit
think
road
it
after he
was.
crossed the line?
I think it was his grandma.
Was it? Just the
Yes,
emotion off of that woman, man, after he
that was
crosses the
awesome to
line.
see.
You know?
That's cool when you see like the family members there. Like when Logano won Daytona, his dad up in the spider stand running down there. That was so cool to see.
Yeah. The emotion this weekend, in both races was awesome.
Why we love short track racing. Why after watching that yesterday and looking at the pictures, fan seats, watching videos on YouTube of Martinsville. That or Daytona, man. I think it's up between those two. I know I definitely want to get down to Daytona for the 500, but watching that yesterday, I don't think anything can beat short track racing.
No, and I had retweeted something from Jeff Gluck who said put more short track racing
Yep,
in,
I like that too.
or we need more short tracks or something like that. And I retweeted it, and Billy Bradley, who was doing, I don't know if they're still doing it or not, Undamn Restricted podcast with Dabo or Dado from big member of the Junior Nation, El
Yes.
Presidente of Junior Nation. And he said, you don't understand why you go Martinsville, then you go Texas, then you go back to like another short track.
Bristol.
Why not put the 3 short tracks in back to back to back weeks?
Oh,
And
Bristol,
then you go out
Martinsville. Bristol,
Yep.
Martinsville, Richmond.
Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond. You could do Bristol, Martinsville, Dover.
Oh, you could. Yeah, that's
know?
what I was telling you last week's show about with the weather being what it was scheduled for at Martinsville this weekend. Why didn't they run Texas, then maybe go Martinsville, Bristol, Richmond, Talladega, go like that? That'd be something else. That'd be a stretch right there to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Your top 5: John Hunter Nemechek, Kyle Benjamin, Brett Moffitt, Grant Enfinger, Noah Gregson. Moffitt, great run.
I like that kid.
And notable finishers, 8th was Harrison Burton. 12th, as we said, Ben Rhodes had issues. 15th, Matt Crafton, who had problems. And 20th was Stuart Friesen, who also had problems. And Stuart's been running great this season.
Yeah, he has. He's been running really well.
It was running great at Daytona up until he got taken out. Since then, I don't think he's had a lower finish than 11th.
Until yesterday.
Till yesterday.
I'll tell you what, he's a good dirt track driver. It's going to be a sleeper at Eldora when they go there and run.
He almost won it last year.
Yes, he did. He was up there all race long.
So your standings following Martinsville: Johnny Sauter, Grant Enfinger, Brett Moffitt, Ben Rhodes, Noah Gregson, Stuart Friesen, Matt Crafton, and Myatt Snyder. Your next race, and I'll talk about this when we talk about the rants later.
All right.
May 4th, Dover, over a month from now.
Absolute ridiculous.
And when I saw that, I'd never looked at the truck schedule up until today. For the next week is how I go. I go week by week with it.
Yeah.
And I was livid when I saw that.
I don't understand it. Normally they have the break after Atlanta to this race at Martinsville, and then they get back into the swing of things.
How are you going to be off over a month?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Scheduling wise makes no sense. Why couldn't you bring him to a track like Texas? Why couldn't you bring him to a track like Bristol or Dover in this stretch?
I don't know. Match him up again with the Indy cars. Have them go to a road course that Indy goes to. I'm sure they could fit down there.
I
watch the trucks at St. Petersburg. I think that'd be pretty sweet to see.
You put the trucks in St. Petersburg.
Why not? Do something.
You couldn't do that. Someone put up a picture. I think it might have been Scene Vault or someone on Twitter put up a picture of the last time NASCAR raced on a street course.
Not good.
I mean, it was a long time ago, and I don't think they're going to put trucks on it first.
They put trucks in dirt first.
Yeah, that's true.
See,
I'm hoping the Xfinity Series is next.
I'm hoping so too. I'm hoping they do that a whole weekend. I hope they get rid of Indy. No offense to the people that love going there. Get rid of it. Eldora.
Yeah. So now we have the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Also snowed out from Sunday. And we've finally broken a streak.
That we did. And how cool was it to see that celebration? There's more videos coming out from people that were in the stands with him, spraying them with champagne, throwing the beer on them. Like, how cool is that to see right there?
Oh, dude. It was absolutely amazing to see. If you've been living under a rock the last 24 hours, Clint Boyer has snapped his 190 race losing streak, which dates back to 2013, 2012.
2012, 2012. And
So, go ahead.
did you know, AJ, Clint Boyer is the first driver to win in all three makes that are in the series right now. Toyota, Chevy, and Ford.
Toyota, Chevy, and Ford. I like how you
Yeah,
put Toyota in there.
yeah, Toyota. I can't say it. I can't say the YTA part.
And after the race is over, Clint Boyer does a burnout
Oh, that was awesome.
from starting in turn 3, turn 4. I think he got all the way down to turn 1
Oh yeah.
with his burnout. It
You
was
know,
awesome. I mean, just his response on the radio after he crossed the line.
oh yeah.
I mean, that is a man who has been dying to get back to this spot for the last 4 or 5 years.
And you know what the best part too about the victory celebration was? Was you had Jimmy Johnson, Ricky Stenhouse. Turek said, I better get over there before they're done celebrating. All the other drivers that were congratulating him on this win because they knew how important it was for him to get back into victory lane. And that was so cool. I think Menard went over there. I saw Trevor Bayne was over there.
Menard still faced.
Yep. Who else was it? Kyle Larson was there. Kyle Larson had his son over there. Him and Owen and Cash were all high fiving each other. It was pretty cool to see.
The best part of it was the story that Clint was telling in Victory Lane, which I love how he started it with, "Give me one of them beers," like
Yeah,
middle
exactly.
of the
Yep. Give me one of them damn beers.
That is one guy who I'd love to have a beer with.
Oh my! Oh heck yeah!
But him telling the story of him with his son before the race started, and he looked at him and said, "Man, we got to get one of them damn Victory Lane pictures together."
Or the clock and the clock too. It was something with the clock as well.
And then his son waving the checkered flag while he's giving the interview. Like, it was just, that's NASCAR. That's what NASCAR is all about. The family,
Mm-hmm.
the emotion. Martinsville was everything you wanted it to be.
That it was, and that's why, like we just said earlier when we were talking about the trucks, we need more short tracks. We have too many of these, paper cut mile and a halves. I'm
Cookie cutter.
Yeah, cookie cut. What did I say? Paper cut.
It doesn't matter.
I
feel like giving myself a paper cut.
Yeah. The whole like it was just awesome to see beating and banging on each other. There wasn't that big wreck filled fest that you normally see at a Martinsville, Bristol, all that. But they were beating and banging on each other. I missed the majority of the race due to work. Luckily I was on a delivery where I was listening to the race, and everybody's like, "Yeah, Denny Hamlin dominating, Denny Hamlin this," and I'm like, "Uh-oh." And then the Penske cars got into a rhythm where Blaney. When I got home, it was almost the end of stage 2, and I watched from there on out.
So I don't want to disregard what you just said, but in our live chat right now, Tony's in it,
Okay.
and he just put in #Monday Miracle at Martinsville.
How did you get to the chat anyway?
I actually have the YouTube page up in the background so I can see the chat.
Oh, do you? All right.
Yeah. But I can't say there's a more fitting hashtag. I mean, that's perfect.
No, yeah, it was. Good job, Tony.
So Boyer wins. This race started weird on the first pit stop with Kevin Harvick and Eric Almirola, two teammates, one coming out of his pit stall, the other one going down pit road. And they make contact.
Yes, they did. Hard contact, too. I seen it on the replay, and I'm like, because I went back and saw what I missed, and that contact was some hard hit right there.
Yeah, I thought all I could think about, because I'm seeing it on the screen at work, and I'm going, Harvick's pissed. Harvick's gotta be pissed. Nonetheless, two teammates.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I was like listening to the broadcast, and they said the Jackman, I think for Chris Buescher.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, got hit by De Benedetto, I do believe. But they had to take him out and transport him by ambulance. And as you all know, there's no tunnel at Martinsville, so they had to open the gate to get ambulance out. While they're doing that, the other ambulance had to come in case another injury did happen. I haven't heard any news on the guy if anything was broken or anything like that. Have you heard anything on that?
No, I haven't. And I had in here also another pit stop struggle. Kyle Busch leaving and Cole Whitt entering.
Really?
Busch's stall was right behind Witt's.
Uh-huh.
So Busch is coming out, and actually Cole Whitt being in the back of the field is one of the last ones in his pit stall.
Yep.
And when he's coming in, Busch is leaving, and it caused a mess. And it was on Radioactive today on Race Hub. Nice. It just, the radio response is gold. Nice job, guys. Nice job, guys. Way to go.
Couldn't tell him that.
Tony wants you to know nice hat, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. Hey, ask Tony how to get into the live chat, because I know when he's on his show doing like this, he's got that live chat there.
Well, I'm sure he'll say something here in a second.
Yeah, because he probably is watching. Hi, Tony.
So, Hamlin and Blaney dominated this race.
Yeah, that they did.
But then Clint Boyer comes on strong in the end. Gets around Blaney. They didn't think they fueled the car up enough.
I remember seeing that because they showed a replay, and you don't see any fuel coming up from the car. And it's like, did they get enough fuel in that car? But then a caution came out. It helped them out right away because he said they were pitting in 2 to 3 laps.
You know, something that was weird that they brought up on the broadcast there right before that last restart was how the high line was working.
Yeah, that's never happened at
that is not true to Martinsville. The snow played a factor. That's all I could think of.
You know what I think it could have been, and Rusty Wallace mentioned this on the radio broadcast yesterday when I was driving back, is that Keselowski was on the high side making the, I guess he passed a couple cars on the outside, but with all the rubber that was laid down from the truck race to the cup race, there you go. There's all your rubber right there.
Yeah, and after the truck race, it didn't look like there was much rubber laid down on the track at all. That's why I thought it was going to be interesting when the cup race started, but first stage, like halfway through it, it was already rubber down on the track, and it didn't even matter.
Not at all.
At that point. So, McMurray once again hits the wall at Martinsville. You can't stay away from that thing.
No, I think that's his new favorite spot at Martinsville.
It's the new Larson line.
Yeah, it's not Victory Lane.
It's the McMurray line.
It is
at Martinsville.
Yeah, hitting the wall.
Just unfortunately leads to the wall.
Hey, AJ, I got a question to ask you. How disappointed were you with the Hendrick cars again this weekend?
I was disappointed up until 10 to go.
Okay.
Because when Bowman was making moves and running same lap times as the leader.
Yep.
And Chase Elliott, who had been 15th or worse all race long.
He was a lap down at one point.
Twice.
Yeah.
He was a lap down twice.
Twice. Yep.
And to come back and finish 9th. And those two cars are the class of the Hendrick field. I mean, that's it. I think Johnson finished 15th.
Byron,
what's going on with Byron? I saw someone say that Byron's the new Danica. All this hyping can't finish strong.
Do you see this look on my face? Do you see this look on my face right now? I know we're live right now, but do you honestly see this look on my face? Are you serious? He is not the next Danica Patrick. Oh my! Had AJ going.
I figured that one would send you off, being that you're a Byron fan this year.
But seriously, he's 19, almost 20 years old. Give him time. He's a rookie.
You know, the
You
same
want to know?
people said that about Danica.
You want to know who the next Danica Patrick is? Look at Joe Gibbs Racing, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez. Although I do believe Suarez will win a race, but Eric Jones, that's a kid that's in over his head. Even though he is a Wolverine fan too.
Yeah,
But
here's the
all
here's
right.
the thing I was reading. Is the Byron the new Danica? All that praise for TV. I thought he was in the top 5. Nope. Top 10. Nope. Top 15. Nope. And 19th? Yes. 1-9. 19th. But that I understand because he does get a lot of talk.
Yeah, he does. He really does. I mean, look at the
But he
car
gets,
number he's in and look at who it reminds you of.
and I want people to know that I was a junior fan for 19. What was it? How many years did he race? 19?
Yeah.
I was a fan for 18 of them. And don't get me wrong when I say this, but it's just like Junior being back on the track.
Oh, yeah.
Running below 15th, and all the talk is on him.
I just think, though, you got to think that when he's driving the flame car, it reminds everybody of Gordon, one of the greatest drivers of all time in this sport. As much as beginning of the career, I never liked the guy. I really didn't. Towards the end of the career, I'm like, all right, I respect the guy. All right, I started to like him. Own a couple cars of his. It's because of the car. It's just because of the number, I do believe, unfortunately. And they're putting so much pressure on him right now. He's going to get a win.
Eventually he is. And I see that too. Like I've been telling you for weeks now, though, Ryan, I think he's taken the first couple weeks of the year. He's going to feel it out, get a feel for the car.
Yep.
Give it the halfway point. That kid's going to be on fire.
Oh, yeah.
He might not win this year. But
Hendrick may not win as a whole. Hendrick may not win.
I wouldn't go that far. I think there's something going on up here.
Well, they got this weekend off to do something about it.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Trust me on that. I was right about Truex.
Oh, come on. We all knew Truex was going to win a race. Come on, AJ.
What's wrong with Truex? What's going on with Truex?
What is going on with Truex?
It's a championship slump. It's the championship hangover. It's the third week of the year, morons.
Yep.
Now
the thing with Jimmy Johnson, though, I mean,
don't worry about Jimmy.
I'm not. No, I'm not worried.
Don't worry about Jimmy. Jimmy will be fine.
Every network is talking about it. NASCAR America. What's wrong with the 48? NASCAR Race Hub. What's wrong with the 48? There's nothing wrong with the 48. They're getting this new car dialed in, and once they get this new car dialed in, watch out.
Doubting in Chad Canals is like doubting Bill Belichick.
Remind me again who won the Super Bowl? I'm just kidding with you, you know.
Ryan, if we weren't live and we were on a normal Skype call, you know what I'd be doing right now.
You'd probably be hanging up.
Yeah, no, I'd be flipping you the bird, and probably the double bird.
You can do that on here anyway, so. No, I'm just giving you a hard time. No, I have to agree. Yeah, don't bet against Belichick. I mean, we can't say that about the Leafs. So don't bet against the Leafs.
Butler.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Is that a smart idea?
No, not at all.
All right, continue it on.
Had a great day.
We've got a little off course here for what we're actually talking about.
We had to get rid of a little snow. We'll be all right.
We got to defrost a little bit.
Yeah.
So we had great racing all around the track, all race long. Great battles. I love short track racing. But the pit guns are a story again.
Suarez is
completely in half. We had one break.
Yep.
Completely in half. Before I said when they were jamming, give it time. Let these teams figure it out. They'll dial it in. After the West Coast swing, everything will be fine. We didn't say anything after all of Fontana. No one said nothing. So when it snaps in half is when we need to start talking about it, because now they're starting to become pieces of junk.
My question is seriously is where the hell are these guns made at?
I couldn't tell you, but all I know is NASCAR is the ones putting them out to the teams. I mean, I don't know where they're getting them from. I don't know anything really about them. I know that this is the first time that these have been used in this style of competition.
And they ain't working.
They ain't working at all. Should have started these on like the lower series first, let them work it out, then bring it up to Cup.
Well, the thing is too. Like I said, I'm at work, and it's about 3:15 or so. Where everybody's cleaning up, getting ready to go home for the afternoon. And I'm like, I check Twitter every commercial break. I'm always checking Twitter. Twitter gives me the best updates. Well, guess what? The Daniel Suarez gun breaks in pit road. I show that to Sarah, and she's like, "Are you serious? Another pit gun broke?"
Did we get this one snapped in half?
What's that?
Did we get this pit gun snapped in half?
Yeah, why?
Well, I'm just saying. It's never happened before. Like, I mean, this is unheard of.
Yeah, I'm like in shock by it. I'm like, you're a multi-million-dollar company. You can't figure out a simple pit gun.
Better thing out there.
Yeah, exactly. This is ridiculous. If I'm a driver, I'm like, why did our pit stop take so long? Oh, it's the pit gun. Are you serious again with the pit guns? I understand why they wanted to do this. Like you said, in week one this year, they wanted even competition. Well, guess what? This even competition is not working because you got these teams that are great pit guns that aren't having problems, and now all these teams are having problems with their guns. It's ridiculous.
You know, Adam, our producer,
Yeah, what's up, Adam?
just commented saying, depending on the air temps, it could freeze the lugs. The over torque could possibly snap the guns. Just a thought.
Very good point, Adam. Very good point.
It is a solid point.
It was 40 degrees?
It was cold.
Yeah, a little bit. Little chilly willy.
Yeah. I still can't remember a time where I remember a race in my lifetime being snowed out.
They said I think it was on Race Up the last time.
93?
Yeah, 93 or something like that.
Yeah. All cars but Landon Castle finished this race. Landon Castle had a rear gear issue, which sent him into the garage area. But one of the funny things I thought about all this was, didn't it seem like all weekend the caution flags were kept in the back pocket?
It did.
Because there was a couple times, and they were commenting on it on the race broadcast, that is the caution going to come out? Is the caution going to come out? No. And I mean, we have cars hitting the wall, blowing tires, and nothing. I thought they were.
Go ahead.
I just gonna say I thought they were gonna throw that caution there. Was it Cole Witt that blew a tire and got up in the wall?
Yeah, same with Jamie McMurray. They both.
I thought they would have thrown a caution, but they never threw a caution.
If they throw a caution for a hat out at MIS, I'm surprised they didn't throw it for the tire debris.
The straw hat.
The greatest. Hey,
was that a year ago? 2 years ago?
A year ago in June, MIS. I was there when it happened. I'm like,
did they just throw a caution for a straw hat?
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing? It was out of the racing groove too, which is funny. But they still threw it. And I think it was either Kyle Busch or Trix I think it was Kyle that was winning. Because Larson got the win. I remember that. I was low that day, but I do remember that Kyle Larson won, and it was because of the straw hat.
That they could have just had one car run over, and it would have been over.
Hey, 35th place guy, you're 5 laps down. Run over this hat for us, would you please?
Well, Thank you. That was Senhouse this week.
Yeah,
well,
no kidding.
Hold on. What? Stage winners were Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and your eventual race winner was Clint Boyer. Your top 5 are Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, sad face. Oh. I put a sad face there because he's disappointed to finish second again.
He was.
Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., and Kevin Harvick. And we'll just do the notable finishers, then we'll talk about Stenhouse. 7, 8, 9, Bowman, Allmendinger, Elliott. Solid runs for all three. 12th place was Hamlin. 15th was Johnson. 16th, Kyle Larson. Bad showing there for
Oh yeah,
Ganassi this weekend. 20th, like you mentioned, Byron, and 37th, Stenhouse.
yeah. What the heck happened to Stenhouse? Because we get home and he was like 10 laps down. I'm like, did he spin? Did he hit anything? Did the car not come to him, or what was it?
It was one of the mysteries of the weekend with Stenhouse because he normally, I think it was last year, he finished ninth both races there. And to come out and have a performance like that, damn,
Unreal.
he can't get to Talladega quick enough.
No, he can't. He can't. Hey,
Because
did
this
you
season's been not so well for Ricky.
exactly? Hey, did you mention AJ Allmendinger, by the way?
I did. I
Okay.
put him in the 789 Bowman Allmendinger Elliott.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Man,
And boy, did he have a battle with Keselowski.
he runs great at Martinsville. There's just something that suits his driving style.
Yeah, he showed no care there with 10 to go.
No, he
When
didn't.
he
No,
was moving people out of the way left and right.
and that's what you
You got
got. Go ahead.
you got to get to the front somehow.
Exactly. That's why you
You don't
gotta
have the
love
trim
these
there.
short tracks. Gotta love these short tracks. Just for that. Hey, guess what? Yeah, bump you out of the way. I'll give you the bumper. Give you a little nudge, let you know I'm here.
Yeah. Yep. Your next race is 2 weeks. Texas on FS1 and the Xfinity Series also 2 weeks on FS1 from Texas. What do you say we get some tire rub here, Ryan?
Let's go tire rubbing.
News of the week. Monster Energy close to an extension with NASCAR.
You know what? I'm happy. I am. I really am. I think Monster promotes the sport. Got to get a little bit more promotion out there, but finally some progress.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while. And hey, Patrick just told us or put in the chat. I'm just now checking this. Yeah, Atlanta '93 was the last time a race was snowed out. And Adam threw back in one last thing on the guns. I get that NASCAR is trying to keep everything as similar from team to team during the race season, but the guns in question, how can you mandate something without testing? And they did a little bit of testing last year with some Xfinity teams and truck teams. If I remember correctly, it was towards the end of the season, and we had talked about this on a prior episode, I think, how they were trying out these new guns at certain tracks.
Wasn't it non-chase teams too? That
It
they tried
was,
it?
yeah. And you never heard anything of what they found out about them. You never heard about a pit gun issue then. So, I mean, that's another solid point.
That it was.
You know, and that was one thing that I remember a couple weeks ago them talking about was the guns are mandated, but how much air pressure you're using and all that, that's on you. So these teams could be trying to do too much, get too much of an advantage, and they're ruining their equipment.
They could be.
You know?
Hey, guess what? If you're not cheating, you ain't trying.
That's for damn sure. And we've learned that this year too. Going back to Boyer and his roof, might as well dent it in Victory Lane than dent it on the track. Sticking with the sponsorship, Ryan, Exalta and Hendrick extend their sponsorship. Another longtime sponsor staying with the sport. Times are good. Coke to become the official soft drink of Bristol. Another sponsor, a longtime sponsor staying put. Times are good. PNC Bank becomes the official bank of NASCAR. New sponsor coming in. Times are good.
Yes, they are. PNC. Oh, man, it's not Community Financial. Sorry, it's my credit union.
Or the Credit One Bank. One lap to go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. They might have to
now
to the PNC. One lap to go.
BK Racing declares bankruptcy. Not as all good.
No.
that was some news that came out
Right
I think
before
early last week.
Yeah, right before Martinsville.
I thought they still had a couple cars on the track this weekend.
I think they did.
But that is no bueno.
Not good.
Not good at all. Monster Energy and Pocono have agreed to do the second annual Free Friday. Do you remember the
Free
Free Friday?
Free Friday. Run it by me again. Think
You
free.
bring
Go ahead.
you bring an empty Monster Energy can to Pocono the Friday of qualifying and practice, and you get entry into the track
Oh,
for the day for all the festivities for the
no,
day.
no kidding. I think more
Times,
tracks should do something like that. Hey, bring no, maybe help out charity. Bring in a canned food or a toy, something like that. Get into the track for free that Friday.
yeah.
I know. In June, I think it's June 1st and 2nd, the Detroit Belle Isle Grand Prix is held downtown Detroit, and they call it Fast Friday, but you get in free at the downtown on Belle Isle for practice and qualifying and everything like that.
Are you going to that? Isn't it coming up?
Yeah, June 1st and 2nd, and then the following week is MIS. So I think Sarah and I are going to go down there. We're going to leave early from work that Friday, and we're going to head down to Belle Isle for the practice. And they got the stadium trucks out there, which I want to see personally. But go down there free Friday, and then thinking about doing one of the races because they do the two races. I mean, general admission tickets are $40. I mean, you can't really beat it. I mean, it's not too bad. And then go to MIS the following weekend.
Yeah. Hey, sounds like you got a busy couple weeks planned out now.
Yes, I do. Plus,
Ryan,
with the go ahead.
I was gonna say this next news article I have here, and the last one had us both sour grapes last week.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Hemrick to debut in the 8 for RCR at Richmond.
I'll let you start on this.
Teresa can screw, for all I
Mm,
care at this point.
Yep.
You fought Junior so hard when he went to Hendrick, wouldn't even give him his number back that his dad put him in a company that his dad made for him.
Yep.
But now that he's gone, you'll give up the number 8.
I
Damn it.
I feel sorry for Daniel Hemrick on this because he's going to get so much backlashing. Oh, you're driving in the 8. You're driving in the 8. Teresa can stick a stick so far where the sun don't shine right now. I'm trying to keep this PG as much as I can.
And like you said, I hate it for Hemrick too.
Yeah, I do. I
Because
absolutely.
he put himself in this situation, but not the controversy surrounding the situation.
Exactly.
But I'm going to bring you up one driver, Ryan.
Go ahead. Yep.
We let Austin Dillon in.
Yep.
He got a lot of backlash for it.
That's
But it's
a really
number he raced. Hold on. It's a number he raced all of his career.
that's true.
Granddaddy Richard wanted to keep him in it. And that's Richard's number to give out whenever he sees fit. And as long as it stays in the family, it's all good. And Patrick just said the number 8 is just a number, but good to see it back on the track. And I agree 110% with that.
It's going to be weird to see, that's for sure. But like you said, why Teresa fought him and fought him and fought him on not getting it when everybody, there's guys out there that have the number 8 Dale Jr. tattooed on their somewhere. They had to get add another. But that's all they did. Which I know a lot of them did. But there's a car. I've told you about this before. I need to get a picture and send it to you and put it on Twitter. There's a house right by us that this guy's old Monte Carlo, 8 Budweiser, all the decals on there, 2-door. I'm like, I got to get a picture of it for sometime for AJ and send it to the podcast. That's how diehard these people were. We were as fans for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
A number 3 Monte Carlo SS, like an '01 SS.
Yep.
Just got auctioned off down here. Had all the old Earnhardt decals on it.
Oh,
the
wow.
3,
Nice.
the Goodwrench, and I mean, it was placed perfectly. Perfectly.
That probably sold for a pretty penny.
I actually don't think it sold for that much.
Really?
Once I heard, I was like, damn.
No kidding. eBay, here we go. Let's
Which
go.
somebody told me. Yeah, we won't bring up eBay for a little bit.
I see you're buying some more cars back there.
I didn't do it.
No, you didn't do it. All right. You didn't do it. So yeah, like Patrick said about the 8, it'll be cool to see it on track. There's going to be a lot of backlash for him. Like I said, I feel sorry for Hemrick to be in that situation.
Yeah,
but the kid's a hell of a driver. He does well in it. I do too. The kid's a hell of a driver.
I thought they were going to put him in the 27 this year, but then with the add-on of Petty being a sister program, I guess you could call him, and putting Bubba in the 43, being able to keep that charter and that team together, you had to let one team go. So I'd love to see Daniel do well in it. And it's a number 8. What is it? Green Mountain Herbal Snuff or Smoky Mountain Herbal Snuff?
I think something like that. It's a cool looking car. It's a cool looking car. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
It kind of looks like the same car though that they had when Johnny Sauter was racing it. When he raced in the truck series?
Yep. If I remember correctly, back in the late 90s, Hut Strickland used to drive in the 8 car, and everybody's like, okay, this guy's in this car.
Hut Strickland.
Yeah, that's a name from the past right there,
yes,
boys.
Yes, it is.
But I think he was in I think he was in the 8 car, and then Junior got it, and then most popular driver in NASCAR for 13 years in a row.
Yep. Hey, while we're on the subject of numbers, did you see the change that they had to Byron's car this weekend?
No, I did not.
How on his Liberty car the 24 was red.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's now white. So it stands out a little bit more. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Throwing it out there. All right, Ryan, let's get into some social media. We are up to 359 downloads on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. 157 followers on Twitter, 58 likes on Facebook, and 12 subscribers on YouTube. You can check us out on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube by searching in the Loose Lugs Podcast on your search bar. You can find us on Twitter at Lugs Podcast and on Facebook, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Couple new follower shout-outs this week, Ryan. We have Warren Holland at Notaman8821. We have Rena Lusk Bales at Rena Lusk Bales. We have the Glory Road at the _ Glory Road. And we have Jeff Kunkel at 34 Jeff Kunkel. Our podcast shout-outs include the Lap Traffic Podcast, the PTM Racing Podcast, the My Opinion and Therefore Fact Podcast, the All Turns No Brakes Podcast, the Bump and Run Podcast, the Spotter Stand Podcast, and Creditcast, the Final Lap Weekly, Right Size Only Radio, and the NASCAR Opinion Podcast. You can follow us personally on Twitter, myself, Grey Goose F150, and Ryan
R Rancola 88.
And don't forget, being that we are at 157 followers on Twitter, make sure you start getting the word out, because we're doing that giveaway still at 200 followers.
We'll be there before we know it.
Oh, yeah. So now we get into the white flag, and the white flag is going to be a little bit different this week, being that we have no race this weekend. Ryan.
Yo, what's up?
Let's put your rant in the white flag this week.
Oh, wow. My rant in the white flag. Man, that's like me leading and blowing a tire final lap of the Daytona 500. Oh, and Derek Cope winning. Sorry, I had to bring that up. That's why I kind of feel like right now, like I don't want to screw this up now.
We'll make this like 98.
It's not really a rant this week. I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna go ballistic, which would definitely be fun, but it's actually going to be a shout out. Yes, that's right. You heard it. A shout out to Kyle and Samantha Bush. AJ, did you see this video of this young man getting autographed by Kyle Busch?
Oh, hold on. You left me speechless. Did you just say that you're going to praise Kyle Busch? Ryan Rancola.
Yep.
Praising Kyle Busch?
Yep. And here's why.
Wow.
I thought I tagged you. I thought I tagged you in it. I'm not sure if I did or not. So Kyle and Samantha are driving out of Martinsville, and they see a young kid with his dad. Kid's decked out in all Kyle Busch, a hat, shirt, a jacket. Kyle pulls over. Samantha unrolls the window. Hey, come here. And the dad knew who it was right away. And the kid was like so speechless, but Kyle signed the hat for him. And he was so speechless. And I want to praise, not really praise, but give a shout out. How awesome was that to see? He's did it once before with the great girl that went absolutely crazy. Oh my God, it's bleeping Kyle and all that. He does some cool stuff. We don't like the attitude on the track and the interview process.
It's funny you say that because before you even said this and before you shared it on Facebook, the video of it, I was kind of watching Kyle yesterday, and I can't say over the years he started to grow on me because there's still things he does that pisses me off.
Oh, same here.
But it's the little things like this he does. And the fact that it's somewhat vocal about not liking finishing second. Second is the first loser.
Exactly.
Should be pissed about
it. Hey, if you ain't first, you're last.
Exactly.
Ricky Bobby
Inc. Like how you threw the number one there.
Of course, I gotta do that. But no, I it's so cool to see, NASCAR drivers do it. I've been watching a lot of videos lately, like where hockey players are giving their sticks to, kids in the stands. That was awesome to see. And yeah, it was Kyle. We're gonna have a visitor here. Hi, Kitty. Say hi to Binks. That's Kitty. See? Hi, Kitty.
We have a special guest this week. Our first guest on the Loose Lugs podcast. It is
right.
Big Cat.
Yeah, Binks the Kitty. Mr. Kitty.
And we also have Mr. Coach Ryan.
That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which,
I told you throwing you off your rant section, and I'm sorry for it.
No. I really didn't have a rant. I thought the racing was good. We've already discussed the pit guns. And
real quick, the last thing I'm going to say on Martinsville this weekend, then I'll throw in your rant a little bit.
Okay.
It's not really a rant, but it had me chuckling in my seat when I heard it. So, like, lap 5, Kyle Busch is moved up to not moved up to second, already in second, but he's knocking on the door for the lead. And Jeff Gordon does a Jeff Gordon thing in the broadcast booth. It goes, and I don't know if I'm getting this verbatim. I might be close. And he goes, well, in the last couple weeks, Kyle Busch has finished second, and this week he's going to want to lead some laps. And I'll sit there and I go, you don't say, Jeff.
That's like when Rusty Wallace. I met Rusty. He's a great guy. He's very funny to talk to. But he would be watching a race, and it'd be 5 laps into the race, and I don't say it's Jimmy Johnson. He's moving up. Well, I've been watching that 48 car all day, and it looks like he's got the car to win 5 laps, 6 laps, something, 25 into the race. We still have 300 and some odd miles to go. There's still a long way to go.
There's only 2 things that have annoyed me about Jeff in the booth, and I wouldn't say annoyed me. It's just things that I notice a lot of. He states the obvious a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's only to speak over Darrell Waltrip. And the second thing is, you ever notice when they do like the ones to watch at the end of the race?
Yep.
Who does he always pick?
Kyle Busch, a Hendrick car, whoever's leading.
You said it on the last one. But what Hendrick car in specific does he always say?
The 9 car or the 48.
Every time. Chase could be running 21st, 3 laps down.
Yep.
Jeff, who's your one to watch with 2 laps to go here? Well, I like Chase Elliott in that 9 car. He's running just as fast as the leaders are.
Chase Elliott's behind the wall, Jeff. I don't care. I'm still picking him.
He's already loaded up on the hauler, left the track. He's beating everybody home.
And I just like the whole, like, the ones to watch. I mean, I get why you're doing it. But if that car, the guy in the lead is in the lead, he's in the lead for a reason because he's got the best car out there. Maybe it was pit strategy, like what Byron's done at Phoenix and a couple other tracks to get up there. It just, yeah. The
It
ones to
baffles
watch.
you a little bit.
Yeah, the ones to watch. Okay, I get you want to try to get people interested in a 500-mile race on a mile-and-a-half track. Yeah,
Cookie cutter.
boring. Hey, let's take some of these mile-and-a-halves, cut them down to size, make them a short track. Keep the banking though on something like maybe Kansas. They got a little banking. Shrink it, short track style. Get too many mile-and-a-halves. I wonder who.
I mean, there's too many short tracks you can go to though that are already there.
Oh, I know there is. There's a ton of them. But no, like, oh yeah, well, you said it during part of the rant. I got an invite from a good friend of ours, Jeff. He listens to the show sometimes. I'm going to be helping coaching his oldest son Carter's t-ball team in the summertime. So today's Tuesday. When the season starts, we're going to be recording our shows on Tuesday. AJ and I have already discussed that. So, but especially if we're doing the live show, that'll work out perfect then.
Yeah, it would. Because I mean, it worked out great this time because the race got rained out.
Yeah, minus the delays too on setting everything up. So.
Oh yeah, we kind of went in blind on this one. It turned out hilarious trying to get it up.
Blind worse than my eyes are without my glasses on. That's how blind it was. We did not know anything we were doing. We finally got it set up. YouTube videos work.
Yep. Yeah, and this has been fun.
And then plus having a fiance that knows a lot about computers. Thank you, Sarah.
Well, Ryan.
Yeah.
We've reached the unfortunate time of the show where we have to.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, I want to say special thanks to Tony, Adam, and Patrick for talking with us tonight on our first ever live show. Thanks to everyone who stopped by to watch. Well, I think we're going to start doing this from now on.
Do live shows?
Yep, I think it's going to be a little bit easier this way, and it's a lot more fun because we get to interact with people talking to us in the chat and stuff. I think it's going to be a fun way to do it from now on.
Now, here's the thing. Like, when you're done, we can put it on the Twitter page, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That'll work out, too.
And then I'm going to take the video, transfer it to an audio format, add our sound effects in, or I'll have Adam do it until I figure it out. I just think this is going to be the easiest way, and there won't be so much delays in getting it up,
Exactly. And maybe how did we sound, by the way, in the live chat? How do we sound? How do we look? Any lag on your guys' end?
Yeah, let us know your feedback, what y'all thought. Thanks, Patrick, for telling us great show tonight.
Thank you, Patrick.
We'll be back next week, maybe a little bit earlier, because it took us a little bit to get this started. Like we already said earlier.
Yeah, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for my fiance, I think we'd still try to be figuring this out. So, as Tony knows, I'm terrible when it comes to computers. All I know how to turn them on, turn them off, and then look at websites.
Yep. So, Ryan, with that being said, let's sign off and hit everybody with it.
All right, guys. Hope everybody has a nice, happy, safe Easter, Good Friday. We will see you 2 weeks at the track.
And hope everyone has a fun and safe Easter weekend if you're celebrating it.